Because this gets me in the zone, you know? It makes me focus.
It's like, Poseidon, yes, I will help you with this spreadsheet.
Yes, use that god call, yeah. Like,
Artemis,
yes!
need to be more precise with this Photoshop thing. Oh god, I demoted the gods, I'm so sorry.
What's up, y'all? It's another Gaming Backlog. I'm Shelle.
And I'm Beena. You guys, it's already August. And a lot of new games, a lot of good games were released this year so far. And this episode, we want to talk about our favorites.
Yeah, man, there's so much to choose from. And there are new releases that I even haven't played yet. And they're still on my wish list, actually.
Well, a backlog is never a backlog if the list doesn't keep growing.
That is true. Yeah. Short disclaimer, by the way. These are our opinions, okay? These are just our opinions of what game we think is amazing, okay? And if you don't agree, that's totally fine. We have different opinions. We just like to share it with us, okay? Because, you know, we trust y'all and we love you. So if you don't agree, it's fine. Just sound it off in the comments below.
Be nice, but be nice.
Yes, please. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna go first.
Go ahead.
What do I think is the best game of 2024 so far? Okay, so I know we already talked about Hades 2. I mean, it's in our first episode.
Yeah.
But I do gotta say, out of all that was released so far, Hades 2 is my absolute favorite. I mean, the first Hades game was a complete success. You know, it was an addicting roguelike that took the world by storm during the pandemic. And we all know this is Supergiant Games' first knack on a game sequel too. From what I know, I guess in their process, I like whenever they decide on projects to work on after they reach a consensus of what the team is most excited about creating or producing. And I mean, obviously with the success of Hades 1, they realized that there are more stories within that universe that they still want to tell. So therefore Hades 2. While it's still on early access, it's pretty phenomenal, don't you think? Like we said, it seems like it's bigger than the first game.
Honestly, Supergiant is just busting out all the stops with the just sheer amount of content they're putting into the game just on early access. Just imagine when everything's finalized.
I definitely can't wait for the full release. This is definitely gonna be a whole lot more, especially with the story. We're just gonna go through a little bit of the premise of Hades 2. So Hades 2 follows Melinoe, Zagreus' younger sister. And we are trying to get to the big bad of the game, Kronos, who's trying to take over the world. And now she's on a mission to take Kronos down and reunite with her family, who's gone missing for a while.
I know, I was so distraught that Zagreus is missing. Like, where's my boy? Where is he? I have abandoned my boy.
I know, and honestly, I haven't gotten that far yet in the story, so I honestly don't know. Yeah, I do have to admit something to you, Beena. I haven't picked up Hades 2 until very recently again.
I mean, I'm not surprised. Cue montage of Raft.
I know, I did say. I did go.
Look at that boat. Look at that orchard. Wow, so cute.
Okay, well, but that doesn't mean that don't mean that I'm to being my 2024 Game of the Year. Okay. Editors, please bleep that out. Thank you. That is very strong French language.
Yeah, we're bilingual. Hey, it's okay, we're all busy bees, and it's really good to see that even if you haven't played it in a while, you still can't help but enjoy it. It's nice to have that feeling of like, oh, it's just as fun as before. It really is like a fan favorite, honestly, to like a lot of people.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty crazy how Hades was easily a fan favorite. Actually, from what I've observed, it's probably because of mythologies in general. That's why it gets popular easily. I mean, especially if it's done well, like God of War, Stray Gods, hell, Mythwrecked from the last episode.
Oh, you're right, yeah. Well, yeah, because Greek mythology it's definitely very popular. But I feel like no one gets easily sick of it because of how creatives put their own spin to it. And that's what I really, really like. Plus, everyone is just very aware, even to a minute degree, about any kind of Greek god or mythology. The demographic is just pretty huge.
I mean, which is pretty cool, actually, that Supergiant Games uses like lesser known or well, not lesser known, but I guess non-mainstream mythological characters to depict the storyline. Because honestly, before the games, I never knew who Zagreus or Melinoe was, and if it weren't for the Hades games, I wouldn't be delving deeper into Greek mythology like this. Like my only reference for Greek mythology is Percy Jackson, really. Well, not only reference, but that's what got me into it. I guess for everyone else out there, it's also the same. Plus, by the way, going back, I like the way Supergiant presents the story in Hades, because it may be an action roguelike game, but the way we go forward with the game story feels like an RPG in a way. I mean, the gameplay loop aspect is already addicting in and of itself, but every respawn gives you new ways to move forward with both mainline and side stories, which, you know, it's really enough to get me hooked. I guess for you guys, maybe that also is a thing. Oh, and wait, don't get me started on the music. It's just so phenomenal. Okay, yes. It's just so beautiful. And even though Hades 2 is a sequel, it's a given, I guess, that the sound will have similarity to its predecessor, but still, once you put them side by side, you hear the difference. Like, they're different enough to be distinguishable, but similar enough that you know they're under the same franchise. And I guess in general, like, you know, I'm geeking out about music. Oh no, like, stop me. Okay, so sorry, but in general, the music is hype. Okay, like, you know, it all boils down to that. The music is just so hype. Honestly, when I want to get things done, I sometimes, you know, at work, you know, aside from Gaming Backlog, like, when I want to get things done, I just pop in a Hades 2 song, or maybe a Hades 2 playlist on Spotify, because it just gets me in the zone, you know. It makes me focus.
It's like, Poseidon, yes, I will help you with this spreadsheet.
Yes, use that god call, yeah. Like,
Artemis,
yes,
need to be more precise with this Photoshop thing. Oh god, I demoted the god. I'm so sorry.
You know, yeah, so just use a little god call if that god gauge is full. I mean, well, from what I've experienced with Hades 2 so far, I think everything is just seamless. And I guess what I mean by that is every part of the game doesn't feel out of place. Like, the stories are solid, whether it be the main story or the side stories with different characters, and the music ties in beautifully with each area, cutscene, and boss fights. And the art style, I'd say it's one of a kind. Because, I don't know, like, one look at the characters, you'd know it's from Hades. Like, the art style is just completely different to me. Like, yeah, I know it's from Hades. It's totally Game of the Year worthy.
Well, for me, for my Game of the Year, I think I have to go with Persona 3 Reload.
Ooh, a Persona game. Oh yeah, that released this year, didn't it?
Yeah, it did, the remake. But yeah, Persona 3, I think, is one of the most popular of the Persona games. Because it has a lot of spin-offs. If you're not aware.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, as far as I know, like,
There's
I assume
the dancing version and the Tekken-ish
dancing version.
Yeah, it's a lot. They're really milking it because everyone loves Persona 3. Okay. But yeah, you play as a protagonist who's kind of set to fight off something called the Dark Hour, which is like a special hour that happens after 12 and a lot of nefarious things happen in between it. And you fight whatever is in it or causing it with your friends at the Specialized Extracurricular Execution Squad. I had to read that, sorry. Or
That's
SEAS.
a mouthful. Okay.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah.
While also trying to kind of survive midterm exams, part-time jobs, and a possible love life. You know, high school things.
I will not survive that at all. I mean, the mundane life of going to school and having to work a part-time job and managing your social life. I will not survive JRPGs, man. I just realized that. No.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, I mean, to be honest, I have been playing a bit too much, so I sometimes imagine the game UI in my head. Like, after work, I want to read this book, but that means tomorrow night I might have to work out. But also, I have to meet a friend on Tuesday, so that means I have to not do this activity on Tuesday. But what can I do? It's Sunday? Yeah, the other default is on Sunday.
God. Honestly, you felt, yeah. I understand. They play the game enough, you see it everywhere.
No, truly. Persona 3 Reload, if we are going into the details, is a remaster of the previous game. It's fitted with a new voice cast, improved visuals that can make you enjoy the cutscenes more cinematically, and a lot of quality of life improvements to better the gameplay experience for a lot of players, old and new. The gameplay elements are really fun and tightly integrated, and there's always something to do in the game, especially because everything is within a fixed timeline. Like you have like one school year or something like that. It can be a bit more depending on the game, but I had to say I love the improved quality of life aspects because the game is iconic for a reason. But the new elements that they added just made it a lot more accessible. I love like the rewind element in case you forgot to do something important in the game week and you have to do it again because damn, this boss fight is too hard. So we have to, at least you can rewind to, I don't know, last Tuesday where you can just pick up a new item that's only available at that time. So, and it's very helpful because I'm very, very forgetful. That's one of the things I love about the remake. And again, it may have been a remake, but I love Persona 3 Reload. It brought out what made the OG game successful and enhancing it. And it took a lot of what worked in the newer iterations of Persona and transposed it for the game. And it just, everything looks great. The voice acting is great. It's a quintessential Persona experience. The game though, it's definitely not without its flaws. I mean, I still love it. There's a lot to love about it. And call it wish fulfillment of feeling like, oh, you're an average high school kid who eventually has the power to change the world, but it's immersing and of course really fun. And I played a bit of the OG years ago. That's how I actually got into Persona in the first place.
Oh,
my friend lent it to me and I wasn't able to play it again because I couldn't get the laptop I couldn't get the console from that person anymore.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, that's how it started, and the game just also tackles a lot of serious stuff that kind of hit differently now that you're older and you have a better grasp of like how the world works. So you get a kind of a stronger connection to what the story is, which is pretty cool and cathartic in a way.
Yeah, I actually love that kind of feeling when you replay a game. Because some old games may just make you feel like a kid again and when you play it again. But revisiting games with storylines that make you understand and hit harder once you grow older, oh no, not that is a good game.
Yeah. You also understand some of the jokes you probably did not understand. I'll just leave it at that.
Like the jokes that just flew over your
no,
head.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you just
like,
understand it now, like, oh, I see.
These high schoolers. To be honest, I really like the games he picked. I have to say, Hades 2 and Persona 3 Reload, because I haven't played Hades 2 yet. But I know once I get into it, I am going to enjoy the hell out of it. Hell.
Hell.
Yeah, hell.
I know you're gonna enjoy Hades 2. And I can't wait to get Persona 3 Reload. I mean, time to expand that Persona library. And I mean, I've only played Persona 4 Golden, and apparently, I've been delving into the internet, and apparently Persona 4 is like the least favorite Persona game of the internet. I'm like, what?
What you like? Just like what you like. It's fine. It's a video game.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I was just distraught when I saw it. Like, what?
That's sad because you enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, I guess playing other Persona games it just gets better from here, I guess.
I guess so.
I guess.
Oh god, Shell. Our backlogs are never gonna let up.
Absolutely not.
Nope. We're stuck here.
Yep.
I mean, we won't be gaming backlog if we didn't have a backlog.
Exactly. That's why we're called Gaming Backlog, y'all.
Hubris.
So, to you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video because we definitely enjoyed talking about it. Like, it's a lot. We talked about this a lot. This felt chunky. I like it.
Yeah, it's a chunker.
Yeah. So, now up to you guys. What games that came out so far this year are your favorites? Sound off in the comments below.
And if you want to keep up to date with our content and are looking for videos on all things gaming, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and click that notification button. And don't forget our other socials too. But for now, this has been Beena
and Shelle.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.